Sit back and get ready to enjoy a live show. Comment any questions, see what's up in our world of epic, and hear what we have in store. Welcome to Monster Monday. Hey everybody, welcome to Monster Monday. Today is December 18th, 2023, and we only have one more Monster Monday to go before the end of the year. So that's pretty amazing that we got this far so fast. So it's really going quick. We'll give everybody a second to get on. I see Frankie Mountains is there. I want to say hi to Dylan. I don't recognize him when he takes his hat off, but I am prepared if he does it. I have my sunglasses. So Dylan went from being a mullet to being bald since the last time I saw him, and I about fell over when I saw that. So I don't know what happened there. So we'll get to him, and he's going to have to give us a full rundown because I'm not that familiar with people shaving their heads in Minnesota a week before it's going to be 20 below zero. So that was a little bit odd to me. Like, I'm used to those lumberjacks up there growing beards and long hair and putting 20 extra pounds on. But anyhow, that's all good. But it's good to see you both. I'm glad you got home from work. I got a new microphone system here, so if there's any problems, you guys are gonna have to let me know, because I'm trying some new stuff out. I wanted to get rid of some background noise and some problems, and I thought as long as I'm gonna do enough videos, I'm gonna spend the $40 on a microphone. So we're all good. But anyhow, myself, I like to give a little update. I had a busy week. Last week I was in Puerto Rico on vacation. I came home. I came home from Puerto Rico and got home super late, 1 a.m, something like that. Had to get up and go to the dentist first thing in the morning. So I put my new teeth in. I got my new grill. So you see they're nice and shiny. So my front teeth are now porcelain, but they got that put together and it was all good. And then I raced to the airport to head to Miami. And that's the part I couldn't tell anybody what we were doing. We had that surprise and I couldn't tell people what were going on. So that's why I was telling everybody we're going to be mailing stuff this week and things like that, because I couldn't let the cat out of the bag that we were going to Miami to partake in Gavin's the telethon down there. So we're going to get to that for sure. But before we do, I want Dylan and Misty to give me an update on what's new with them, because they definitely have something new. Either that or he has a traumatic brain injury and they operated on him. So,
Wow.
or he has a traumatic brain problem and they just haven't operated yet, but whichever the case is. So what's up with you guys?
Well, you want to go first?
Well, I will. Yours is a little more exciting. It's cold today. Yeah, what is it, like 12 degrees or something? I don't know. It's cold. We're gonna have a brown Christmas. Yeah, I don't know. It was a typical Monday for me at work. Busy. But we're here and we're gonna
No
have fun.
no snow on the ground at all?
There's a little bit here now, just a little bit, but it's supposed to be like, I don't know, 40 again. So yeah, we're not gonna have snow for Christmas. So.
No, that sucks too.
It kind of does. Yep. Kind of bummed about that.
There's only 1 week. There's only 1 week out of the year that I like snow, and that's Christmas Eve until New Year's. Then after that, I'm done. That was a long enough winter for me. I'm all good.
Yep. Kind of bummed.
Yeah, that's no good, but that is what it is.
Yeah.
So Dylan, let's hear it.
I thought I was here to give the news. I didn't know I was coming on to talk about my haircut. But
that is news. Like, that is some of the biggest news we've had in a while.
No, but yeah, okay, I'll tell the story. I've known about it for about a week. All of a sudden, one day, the hair spoke, and it just said, "I've got to go." And so I went back and forth with it for a few days, and I decided I'm done arguing with you. So it's just a matter of getting rid of it. And I wanted a nice haircut, but I figured I have to get rid of the whole thing, like get it right down to the roots, or it'll grow back all mullet-like again. So
that's awesome. I don't know of anyone that has went mullet to bald. Like,
yeah. Then of course really neat. It's been so nice out. Then this morning it was like 5 degrees or something. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of an adjustment, but
it made me want to cut my hair off, because I was bald for 12, 13 years. And but then I decided, there's certain reasons why I don't want to why I don't want to shave it off. And Hop came up with one that was pretty good, you know. So I was like, there's some reasons why I don't want to have it. So there's that. But anyhow, I'm gonna move along because we got a lot to cover tonight. We had a great big week. I'm glad you're bald though. I like bald. It's awesome. You know, I'm not a big fan of hair. If my hair fell out, I'd be happy, but the wife's not. And some things it's not worth arguing about. So I let her, I just keep hair, but that's how I ended up with a mohawk. People always ask how I ended up with a mohawk. I was bald and she asked if I would have hair. So this was what I did to grow hair back. This was my idea of a grown up haircut.
That's nice.
that's as close
Very
as I
grown
could get. That's as close as I could get. So that's how I ended up with a mohawk. It used to go all the way down the back too, but then it was like too hard for me to shave that part next to it. And it was like always wonky and messed up. And I was like, just get rid of that too. So we're all good.
Yeah, we'll have something weird coming soon. So
that's awesome. I like that. That'll be good. We'll have that in the news coming up. It'll be a constant. What's new with Dylan's hair?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. But in our monster news, we got a lot to talk about. We have our trip to Miami. We have the honor roll, some stuff on Monster Miles, the calendar, what we got going on next year, and our 13 days of Christmas. We wrapped up some stuff with the kids and the monsters. So we're going to get on with that. But I want to start out by talking about our trip to Miami. That was just an epic trip. We had a great time down there. We flew down Friday night, and I have some guests here that we're going to bring on to kind of go over that and hit on some things that I don't remember, talk about some special things that took place there, and it's really pretty cool. So I'm going to get our guest on here so we can go over all this. And let's start with Hop. Where we got Twister, and where's our man at here? There he is. There we go. How you doing, Gavin?
Good.
Are you rested?
Good.
Yeah. Are you rested up after the big weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody, you know, we went down. There was a surprise. Gavin, we knew was going to be on a telethon, and we were invited. The three of us were invited to come down and be a part of this telethon. Well, when this came about, we didn't really know what was going on. They were just bringing us down, and I thought we were just going to go down there and high five Gavin and have a good time. Well, they really made a production out of it, and it was really cool because, you know, we went down on Friday, and Friday night they had motorcycles there for us, and we did filmed us riding in. So that was pretty cool, right, guys?
Yeah. Cool.
Especially when we showed up and saw what bikes they were.
Yeah, big wheel baggers. I got a tricked out Chola bike, but the big wheel bagger, they had a couple of them, but then they had the Chola bike, and that's the one I rode, which was actually a really nice bike. So they were all really nice, but it was pretty cool. I really wanted to see Twister on a tricked out bagger, but there was a little issues. They designed those for guys like Shaq and some other pro basketball players in Miami, and they weren't designing those big wheel baggers for Twister's not so long legs. But it was fun, and that was Cartel Baggers out of Miami that supplied the motorcycles. So that was really cool. So we really had so it looked like we pulled up and then walked in to surprise Gavin. So one thing I want to do, I'm going to copy something from I'm going to put these guys on a spot. I'm going to copy something from Wild Ass that they do at dinner when they're out of town. We're going to go around the place and just kind of tell the highlight of the weekend in just a quick little fun highlight of the weekend. What was your favorite part? But you can't say anything anybody else already said. So somebody takes the obvious ones, you're out of luck, and being Hop's up on top, he gets to go first. So Hop, what was your favorite part of the weekend before we even get to telling them all about the weekend?
I'd probably have to say just when we were walking on stage, just to see Gavin's face, the way he kind of lit up. Hadn't really seen that before, so he was definitely surprised.
Yeah, that really was. And that's what I was referring to as the best part. So I knew that wasn't making it back to me. My mind's already thinking because I just kind of came up with this, but I have the video. We're going to show that. But that's and being that was his favorite part, I am going to switch this and we're going to show this right now. So this was Hopper's favorite part, and this is part of the video right here that he's talking about, and this is pretty awesome.
I'm going to talk to him now. Gavin, listen to me. My production team is letting me know that can we see what's going on outside Univision? Me están diciendo que han llegado un grupo de personas. Oh my God. ¿Qué es esto? Que quieren acompañarte. That's Univision's parking lot. Oh my God, Gavin. What? Gavin, ¿qué es eso? Who are they? Do you know who are they? ¿Quiénes están aquí, Gavin? Do you know them? Who are they, Gavin? They have the monster, Gavin, and you know what, Gavin? They came here, they're here for you, Gavin. They're here for you, Gavin. Your friends, your buddy, your family, your other family.
So that was easily why it was a favorite. I mean, I could watch that, over and over. I have watched it over and over, the whole 15-minute part. But that part right there was pretty epic, and how they did, how they decided to have us ride motorcycles up like that. I knew they'd be able to film it nice, but I thought it turned out even better than I could have imagined. It really did look like we pulled up and walked in, and it was great because we got to surprise Gavin. And Gavin, you were genuinely surprised and happy to see us. I could tell by the look, but it meant a lot to us to see that reaction because, we all know, especially the three of us, we spent a lot of time with you, but it was really cool to see that, how excited you were. So was that fun for you, Gab, to see us come strolling in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get too detailed about it. All right. I don't want to have you talking all night. I don't want to put you on the spot, Gab, but it was pretty awesome. So Twister, what was your favorite part?
Well, obviously that was my favorite part as well. But then at second, I'm going to choose when we got there and we're hanging out and we had hotels across the street from each other, and we were trying to hide from the goat. And it just happened to be that we kept wanting to go to all the same places. So Chris and Jessica are talking continuously, trying to be like, when are y'all leaving? Because we're going there next. And it was a fun little shuffle game.
That was a fun shuffle game. And, I'm not very good with surprises. So I was worried I was going to wreck it. So when you guys did that, I wasn't with. I was out doing something else. And I was happy I wasn't, because I'm so clumsy and not with it. I would have messed it up. Like when I had to go to the bathroom when we got to the thing, they got us hidden in the place. And I'm like, I was going to pee in the parking lot, to be perfectly honest. It was raining, but hard to find a tree in a parking lot of a TV place. And then they came out and, were ushering us in. So that fell apart. So I had to find a bathroom when I got inside. They had to walk me around through the back part. So it was kind of fun. Gavin, what was your favorite part of the weekend?
When I was hiding from you.
I didn't even put that video on. I should have put that on, loaded that up. And what Gavin's talking about there is we had a little game of hide and go seek in the city park. Well, first of all, it started because he was in the city park and the park was closed. They had the gate chain shut.
It wasn't closed. It was just hard to get into.
That's exactly right. That's what I told him. I said, the park's not closed. We just have to get in a different way. So I jumped over and handed him over, and into the park we went. And, we went on the swing set and the playground, and then his brother came and we played a little hide and go seek inside the park. And another whole family jumped in. So we weren't the only ones jumping fences to get in the city park. But to be honest, I can't believe they have a city park closed on a Sunday morning at 9:00. Like, that didn't make much sense. So I told Gavin, that's part of being a biker. Those kind of rules are just guidelines. We don't sweat that at all. But that was your favorite part, the playing hide and go seek.
Yeah.
I'll post that video on our Mile Monster page because that was pretty funny. I got a narrowed down part of that. If I wasn't on the computer, I'd be able to show that little clip, but I do not have that.
He even threw his hat down in another location for a decoy.
Yeah, he was baiting me with a hat, threw his hat. So I looked at one place and then I went around, and so that was fun. I'm glad he had fun at the park, and that was one of my favorite parts of the weekend too, was the park, as crazy as that sounds. But like when you jumped the fence and we had you in the park, the look on your face was a highlight for me because the breaking and entering into City Park lit up your whole day. So that was kind of fun. But getting back to the event, we had the event down there where they talked about us a lot, about Mile Monsters, and it was really cool because I didn't know what detail they were going to do, but they really had a lot of cool stuff. And I'm going to show another little clip here because this is what they ran, which everybody saw, but this is the part that I really like because this confirms that I'm a professional. That's why I like it so much. So I'm going to show another little 20-second clip.
So shortly after he was diagnosed, I had a guy reach out to me on a DMD forum. His name is Jeff. Riot is his biker name. And he's a long distance motorcycle rider. He goes, I want Gavin to do my tattoo. So Gavin learned how to tattoo at 7 years old.
I love that video because as soon as she says Riot is a professional, Hopper looked at me like, well, I don't know about that, but I said it's official now. Like it was listed on a telethon as a professional. So I am a professional long distance rider for sure. But that was a pretty epic. And I remember that day of Gavin giving me that tattoo. I still have.
Riot.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that dude that was talking about his motorcycle?
What guy?
The dude went up to me and started talking about how a motorcycle.
He asked you if you ride.
Yeah, Gavin, why don't you tell that story?
I don't know how.
Just
Well,
say
you tell him what he said to you about riding.
He said he got 1,000 miles on his motorcycle.
Yeah, he had 1,000 miles on his motorcycle, was bragging to Gavin, of all people, about being this long distance rider, and telling him he should try it and he'd really like it. And I don't think he had any idea what was happening in 5 minutes when we got on stage and showing clips of Gavin, riding around.
So what kind of motorcycle was it?
It was an Indian.
It was an Indian?
Thank you for not being a smart ass when he said that, by the way.
If you would have said something, that'd have been hilarious. Like, I don't ride Indians, all the bikers I hang out with have real bikes, and now get in the comments, here comes Shell. But that's pretty good. And then right after that happened, he got to watch this video right here about you riding a motorcycle. So this is pretty funny. Right after the guy tells him how he's a rider and how he's got to try it, then the guy gets out and watches this video.
When your days are numbered, you kind of let him live his life to the fullest. You see, he hasn't stopped laughing, he hasn't stopped giggling. He's on an adventure of a lifetime that most people will never experience.
Si vamos a tener Gavin aquí en este mundo por 5, 10.
So we got to see you riding 700 miles a day, and I'm sure that guy was in the back with his eyes like this big, like 700 miles in one day. He got 1,000 in the whole summer. So that was pretty good. But Gavin, it was awesome to do that and to take part in it. We had a great time on Friday. We filmed that, and on Saturday we had some time to hang out with Hop and Twister, and we just kind of hung out and did our own thing. And then Saturday night we went to an escape room to kill some time because this telethon was on the middle of the night. We had to be there at midnight, so we had time to kill. So we went to an escape room. I've never been to an escape room. I was pretty excited about it, and I thought there might be some trouble in the escape room because Hopper, Twister, and I went to the building, and it took us a minute to figure out how to get into the building that had the escape room. So I said, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for an escape room when I can't get into the building. It was on the 4th floor, and you got to put a code in to get in, and then they ring you up. And it took a second, and thank God that there was 3 of us there. Otherwise, I think I would have just paid for an escape room and went back to the car and called it a day. But that was really funny. We had a good time with it. But we did get the diamond, and then we had some extra time, so we did a classroom. So I'll let Twister give you the highlights of that. She's sitting there just begging to talk.
No, it was just really fun. And I think we did escape both of them with 5 minutes to spare, I think, on both of them. But we were good team players.
Yeah, it was. We needed to be good team players because there wasn't any of us that were getting out of that room on our own. But I did find out that we overthink things a lot. Like instead of finding the easiest answer, I'm like dissecting it like there's some brain surgeon putting this thing together, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun doing it. So if you haven't done an escape room, I'd recommend that.
I'm just still upset that you got the bookmark that was like 5 out of a bird and igloo or something or whatever.
Yeah, the one thing I came through on and helped the team out. And I just like, okay, we're done now. I'm like, you just open the store and let us out. I did something, but it was pretty fun. And then Sunday we hung out at the park, and then we went out to eat, and we didn't have enough room in the cars, so some of us decided to walk to the restaurant, and a mile and a half we walked, and Gavin was in his chair and Hopper pushed him. I wish I had that picture ready because there was no sidewalks. We had to cross a bridge, and I have a picture of Hopper pushing Gavin over the bridge, and there's cars going by. In my live photo, the cars are going right next to us. And I told Gavin, if you see me fly over the top of you, then go more to the right because the traffic was a little bit close, but it was a lot of fun. So either you two, Hop, Twister, you got anything to add from that experience?
No, it was a good time. It was a good day. Had a good time.
It was a great time, and it was it was a special moment for Gavin, and it was really fun to be a part of that. So Gavin, thanks for including us, and thanks for staying up all night. He got up at 3 a.m. to take his flight down there, and then we were on stage at like 1 a.m. So it was a long day. So he did good, and he's got a nice new hat on. I found him that hat in Puerto Rico, a blue hat that has a goat on it. So that was a pretty good score. You like the hat, Gav?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Gavin, you got anything to add from your weekend? You got nothing to add? And Gavin's glasses they're not that strong because Gavin, after the telethon, he decided to go with us back to the hotel, and we were staying at separate hotels. So he ended up staying in my room, and I woke up in the morning early, and I get up in the morning. I need my cheaters on here to look at my phone, and I reached over and grabbed a pair of glasses, put them on, and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, man, I must be tired because I just can't get focused. I'm rubbing my eyes. And a couple hours later, Gavin wakes up and he grabs his phone, and we're dilly-dallying around, and he says to me, where are my glasses? Well, I look, I grab a pair, and they're my cheaters. I'm like, oh, shit. So I took his glasses off and gave them to him. I put mine on. So I wasn't as tired as I thought. I just, his glasses aren't magnifying their prescription. So it took me a while to catch up. I'm not used to somebody else's glasses being next to me. So that was kind of funny. So I'm glad your prescription's not any stronger. I would have had a headache. You got anything else to add, Gav?
Miami has bad stinks.
No.
Yeah, you need to figure out how to take the wheelchair apart so we know next time.
Do what?
So he needs to figure out how to take his wheelchair down so he can tell us next time.
That is really funny. It's 3 a.m. and we're leaving the telethon. Well, Gavin decides he's going with us. So Hopper, Twist, and I are heading to the car, and Hop has Gavin. So Jessica turns around and says, do you guys know how to, or Hop, do you know how to take his chair apart? Without hesitation, Hop turns around, and right when I said yeah, he says yeah. And so we just walk to the car. So we get to the car. Now they're not parked by us or anything, and it's raining out. It's nasty. So everybody's getting in the car. Neither Hop or I know how to figure out this wheelchair. So we just put the seats right and just push the thing in there. But I that's how guys operate. It's 3 a.m. We're not listening to directions regardless. So like, we'll strap this thing on the roof. So that was pretty funny, huh? But both of us are like, yeah, we got this, no problem. And neither one of us had a clue on how to get that thing into the car. The next day, it took 3 of us. Again, I thought I was in an escape room again, trying to figure it out just to get it folded up. But that was on a sunny day, so we got it working. That was all good. It was all good. Anybody else got anything to add about that great weekend?
No, all good.
No? Awesome.
Get it.
Oh, when you fell.
Yeah, of course you got to bring it when I fell. You notice I wasn't going to tell anybody about that. I got a bruise on my arm. It's I went to take a picture for Turbo. There was a Porsche with a wrap on it, and I took a picture of it, and everybody was way ahead of me. So I decided, nimble riot, jump up on the sidewalk, and curb was about that high, and I only jumped that high. Turns out my vertical is 6 inches, not 8. And I caught the edge of the curb, and it like God himself tripped me. And I went down like a ton of bricks, and I tried to save my phone and sacrifice my arm, but knocked through my tripod around, and everybody had a good laugh. But Riot had a little embarrassing tip over there, but it was all good. I can provide a laugh. That's all right. But thanks again, Gavin, for having us. It was awesome to be a part of your telethon. They raised over $6 million, and that is the therapy center that Gavin goes to. So that's an awesome job, and I'm super glad we were in prime time. Those people that don't know, for that telethon, that time of night is their prime time. That's when the telethons do the best. You're nearing the end, and so they had Gavin highlighted there, and they had us a part of it, and we put them over the top. So I was pretty proud of that. So that was pretty epic. So I was proud to be a part of it. It showcases not just what, the 3 of us do by any means, but it's showcases what the Monster family is all about, and making these kids, helping them live their best life. And, they showcase that and they show that. But that trip around Texas that we took Gavin on, that was a big affair. There were a lot of people there that weren't featured, the other night. Obviously, they're not going to fly 20 people down, but there was a ton of people that made that happen, a ton of supporters that got behind us. So that's all Monsters, get a round of applause for that one. So that's pretty cool. All right. Well, I'm going to get on to the next thing. I'll kick you guys out and you'll be all good. But thanks for coming on. Thanks, Gavin.
Bye.
Get back to school tomorrow. He took the day off today and had to go to the doctor because he fell. So you want to tell us about your fall? No? Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about that. He fell, but he's okay. That's the main part. We'll see you, my man.
Bye.
Bye, Gavin. All right. See you, Hop.
Yep. See you later.
Thanks, man. Twister, you want to stay on? I know he like to talk.
No, I'll let Honor take over.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you later. She's talking about Honor because Honor is patiently waiting in the background because we're going to bring her on to talk about the honor roll. But before we get to that, I want to hit on a couple things, but I hate sitting here by myself. So, and they can control their own thing. So they can go away on their own if they want. But I'm just going to touch on a couple things we got before we get to the honor roll. And that is the Monster Miles. The season is winding down. We got 2 weeks before we crown our first ever, Monster of the Miles champion. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be pretty fun. And we got some prizes going out to people that participated in all of our rides for the year. And the 13 days of Christmas was a wrap since our last Monster Monday. That was really an epic event. Super cool. We raised $6,800. I don't have my Mandy here to give me the exacts, but I believe it's $6,800 that we raised. I know we spent over $6,800, so I think it was around there. But we got some really cool gifts. I went through all the gifts. I won't hit on it too much, but I'm getting emails from parents because the gifts are rising. The gifts are arriving. So they're really getting shocked by, the things we sent, and it's really, really cool to see. So I can't wait until our Christmas Day special. And we're going to have some of those pictures on and have our own kids because we had originally sent a package to our kids And then we did so well with this, we went back and added some things to it and had it sent to them. So they're all getting to their house as well. So it really made Christmas really special for a lot of kids, our 5 and then 10 other kids who had never heard of the monsters. I guess a few of them had, but the vast majority of them had never heard of the monsters. And some of them were, rougher shaped than others as far as financially and what they, where they were at in life. So it was really a great thing to do. So again, I applaud everybody who took part in that, and it really made a difference. So I can't wait to show everybody the pictures of it. The next thing we got is, what was that? I wasn't even looking at the screen.
We were
We're not
bonding.
doing anything.
We were bonding.
Oh, okay. I thought you were holding something up. I was like, oh, man, I missed something. That's why I need my applause card again. I forgot about that. The next thing we got is the calendars. They're done. They are printed. They're mailed. Well, I was hoping to have them in my hand, today or tomorrow or something. But what happened was Christmas got here now. And so FedEx and UPS and all the shippers are obviously a little insane crazy. So they're coming. I believe they're going to be here on Friday. So I'm going to try to get everything mailed out on Saturday. So expect those right away. But if anybody's interested in a calendar, I'm going to put something on the Facebook group, but they are on the website. If you go on there and buy them, I'm going to get the labels all done. So as soon as they get here, I can slam them in an envelope and get going. So that'll be a lot of fun. They turned out really good. I'm sure there's a lot of things I forgot, but they do have a list of all of our events. And there are 13 monsters that we have showcased this year, where we have their birthdays and their showcase. And we're going to do something a little different. I was talking to Frankie. I think every year we're going to try to showcase 13 monsters, and we're just going to add them in, but keep the ones that are there. So you'll know that, you've been in the calendar for 4 years, 5 years, whatever, but we're going to try to add 13 people every year to the calendar with a goal of eventually having every day of the calendar have it some monster somewhere in the world. It's their birthday. So it'll be just a series of birthdays, and it'll be an ever-changing thing, but that's the idea for now. But if you see the 13 monsters we have showcased, that's why. Let's see. And next year, what's in the calendar, a quick rundown. All the details are either on the website or coming. But we have our Monster Day 3.0. That's January 26th at Gavin's school in Texas. We have, and that is basically an anti-bullying program where we just educate the kids on what it's like to live with something. And that's right. It isn't Monster Day is every day, more than every day, really. And let's see. But that's what the program is. The Monster Day at the school is really fun. So this will be our last time at this school. Gavin is cycling out and moving on to a new school. So I don't know what next year will bring, but we're going to enjoy this year for sure. Then we got coming up the Monster Gump. It is the 30th anniversary of Forrest Gump, and I'm a huge Forrest Gump fan. So I'm going to set out to do that 15,300 and some odd mile run that he did in the movie. I'm going to recreate that in a motorcycle ride, 5 trips across the country. And we're going to have it set up where it's 15 days. So it's going to be set up where I know, unlike other events I've done where I've stopped, where I don't know where I'm going to stop, like when Hop and I are doing the whole Cahe together, we have no idea where we're going to stop. You could stop at mile 1,000, or we could stop at mile 1,200 or whatever. I'm going to try to do this ride where I have a stopping point. So every day I'm going to stop. I'm going to know where that spot is. And we're hoping to get people that want to ride with for a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, whatever you want to do. If we're coming through your hood, you can jump in. So, and that is great. And we're going to have all kinds of stuff about Gump, the quotes and all kinds of things. And I'm working on some outfits we can wear, but it starts in Alabama and it ends in Monument Valley. So that's a great place. It's an awesome finish. It's going to end on Memorial Weekend. So check that out in the calendar when you get it. Then, of course, we have the Monster Cahe. That's 1,000 miles in 24 hours on June 26th. And that's going to be a great ride as well. Anybody who raises $300, you sign up and you raise $300, you have a shot for the motorcycle. You have one ticket. If you ride 1,000 miles on the 21st, you get another ticket. If you show up in Kansas, you get another ticket. And for every $1,000 you raise, you get a ticket. So if you were to raise $5,000 and show up in Kansas, then you're going to get the 5 tickets for the 5,000. Showing up in Kansas, doing your miles, you could have 7 chances at the motorcycle. So you do not have to ride, and you do not have to ride to Kansas or in Kansas. You could do your 1,000 miles. If you live in Maine, you want to ride in the Monster K, you can do that, on the 21st. You don't have to go to Kansas, but if you do go to Kansas, you get another shot at the ride or at the bike. But you could fundraise. You can fundraise and not ride a motorcycle the 1,000 miles in a day. If you fail to do it, as long as you sign up and you do $300, you're in it. If you do the 1,000 miles, you get a bonus is all another chance. So just to clarify on that, but that'll all be on the website or is on it. And then of course we have the Hoka this year, August 4th, Daytona to Homer, Alaska, 10,000 miles. Everybody knows the story about the Hoka, but that's going to be a crazy amount of miles, a crazy amount of riding, all up through Alaska or up through Canada and into Alaska. So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to start focusing on these rides now that, we're kind of done with our, Christmas stuff. So after we get through Christmas, we'll be talking much more about this stuff. And then to finish out the year, we got Monsters Over Mountains, and that is D Woods and Frankie Mountains, 1,500 miles in 36 hours. Anybody interested in that? That's going to be on the calendar as well. You can join in on that, fundraise through that. Everything is going to be run through Give Butter, but those are our big events that we're going to be fundraising for the year. They're all on the calendar, all good to go. We got Hops Rally is in November, and that's another great starting point. If anybody wants to get into rallies and try one out, that's a great event to get into. Everybody I know that has done that, especially people who've never done a rally, love it because it's not, filled with superstars and super complicated way of doing it. They really make it so it's just fun and good ride and good excuse to get out for a day and a half. All right. Now we're on to the honor roll. So I'm going to bring Honor on here. Hold on a second. Honor, come on up. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to have you. Looking good. It's the Honor Week right now. Just ended last week, and that's where people could ride every day to support Honor. That is the last one of the year. It's the second week of every month. The good news is we're going to continue that through next year through the Monster Miles. So every week you can ride the second week of the month, ride any amount of miles you want. You just have to ride every day for 7 days. And it sounds so easy that you can just, I'm going to ride my bike for 7 days. I'm not sure. What do we have? 3 months of this that it started, 4 months that it started. And we did a fun one in August, just a week. That's kind of what kicked off the helping you, supporting you was in August. And from August until now, we've had it every month. And it sounds so easy. I ride quite a bit. I never could complete it. I could never do 7 days the second week of the month. So it was insanity to me. I can't believe that you've been able to do what you do. You are at what, day 352? Checking her notes. She doesn't have this stuff memorized, so I don't feel so bad now that I don't.
I don't. I try real hard not to think about it.
Yeah, she's at day 352. So I mean, the end of the year is so close now, and it's just awesome that we're sitting here at day 352. So I just wanted to, we're almost to Christmas. You started in January. What's some of the highlights of what you've been able to do?
The biggest highlight of this year was going to Sturgis and being able to meet all 5 boys.
That is an awesome, thing to do, and to be able to ride. And I don't know what day you would have been on up there, but that went by really fast. I remember up there when you were there and you were talking to the kids, and we're telling them about what you were doing, and that seems like it was yesterday, and that was at least 100 days ago or so. So it's crazy. What are the lowlights? Is there something that's been that you remember as being just terrible?
not feeling good.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, you're not healthy every single day of the year.
Yeah. Not even
So the
close.
days that, I was sick or, my back hurt really bad or whatever, I mean, those days, um, they were hard, but not as hard as what our heroes go through.
Yeah, that's why it's so motivating,
Yes.
to do that. And when you get to know these boys, it is actually incredible how they can push you to overcome some things. And
Absolutely.
some people didn't understand that when I wrecked in the Hokahay, how I got on a motorcycle and rode, and they were new to the mile monsters. Or now, you fast forward a year and a half, 2 years, and people are like, now they get it. They're like, now they know the boys are like, oh yeah, they go through a lot every day, and they're not quitting. So when you ride for them, they really motivate you to want to do good and not want to give up or quit, or whatever you do. If you think about what they do, and there's no quit in any of those 5 kids,
No.
they don't ever quit. I mean, I was just with Gavin all weekend, and stumble down, fall down, he don't give a shit, man. He just gets back up,
Yeah.
picks himself back up, brushes the dirt off and takes another step, and if you got to cry, he cries. But it is really something, that
Yeah. They don't have a choice.
nope, they
So
don't.
that's kind of the way, I've felt this whole year. I don't have a choice either.
Yeah, and it's just been epic to watch. I wanna thank you again for doing it. You raised a lot of money, which is awesome, and it's been able to help us. I mean, I remember last year you raising money, and it was helping out with Gavin's, Monster Day way back then. So it's been a long time of doing this, and you really are a rock star. So it's really cool. And do you have any advice you would give to anybody else that would want to take on such a challenge?
Um, hmm. I don't know how to work on my bike. So I've had a really good friend help me this whole year with any problems that I've had. And I've had some problems where I've had to ride my husband's bike because mine was down. But yeah, you need somebody in your corner that can help you with your bike or have backup bikes. You need a backup bike.
Yeah, you need something, but it's that's always the case because you can't control what happens to a bike, and it doesn't take much to go wrong with a bike to lose a day. You know, a lot of things you're not going to lose a month of riding or a week, but to lose a day, that's nothing. So
Yeah,
that's
that wasn't an option though.
yeah, exactly. But you have to be prepared for that. So that's good. And
Yeah.
and the reason I ask is because I ask, if you have any advice, is because that's kind of the news that I've been holding off on, and we've been very
For a while.
excited about that about. So I'm gonna add this onto the stage because we have somebody. I'll give you a brief introduction. We have somebody who reached out to Honor, reached out to myself, that wants to continue with this ride. So, not that we had one person that wants to ride all year. Now we have another monster that wants to step up and ride every day of 2024. So,
Yeah.
I thought one crazy ass monster was going to be hard to find, and now we have another one. So let's bring on the stage and welcome the next madman of the motorcycle world, Loco.
Yay.
There he is. Yeah,
Hey, Loco.
Hey guys. Hey, Honor.
man, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's awesome. I can't believe that you want to do this. This, in my mind, is one of the hardest challenges in the motorcycle world, is to ride every day for a year. Like, it's just, I just talked to my wife about it yesterday. It blows my mind. So, man, congratulations on stepping up, and tell us
Thank
what
you.
what you were thinking about and what motivated you to do something so crazy.
Well, I see Honor doing what she's doing, and it's inspirational. It really is. To be able to put herself out there, ride every day for a year. And when you asked her, you know, what are some of the things that were tough to get through, not feeling good? Well, what is it? Last week and a half ago, I was feeling damn near dead, and there was no way I was getting on my motorcycle at that point in time. And I got to thinking to myself, I was like, man, you know, I'm going to do this every day for a year. I better get my ass in gear and get my act together, you know? So, you know, it's inspirational what she's doing. And, you know, me, myself, I've got 6 kids myself. So, you know, we've got a big family, and I, you know, looking at raising my kids and looking at what, you know, the heroes are doing and their folks and their families, you know, I feel like, you know, if I can raise awareness and ride every day, you know, I can not only show the heroes that they're worth it, show other people and raise awareness to what we're trying to do for the heroes, and then show my family too, show my kids, hey, impossible things are possible. You got to put your mind to it. You know, look at these boys and what they're going through, and being involved at this level is something I feel like it would be great for everybody.
It really is. It's awesome, and those kids do go through so much, you know. And you just heard Honor talk about it, how they're so motivating. So, you know, they've motivated Honor to do something like this, which I think is insane, and they motivated you to step up and do the same thing. And I remember when we talked about it, and you told me, you know, I have a bunch of kids. I can't go away for 2 weeks, you know, and do rides for them, you know, every month, but I can ride every day. And,
Yep.
you know, it's a hell of a commitment, a hell of an effort to do it. I wish you the best of luck. We came up with the name. I ran it by you to make sure it was okay before I spewed out, which I was really glad because it's already printed on the calendar.
It's already printed on the
I
calendar.
didn't want to have to explain to everybody why it says one thing and Loco said something else, but the ride is a locomotion. So we're going to make up some cool things. And unfortunately for Honor, this was the first time we did anything like that. And, you know, I learned a lot. It was like when Hopper did his 100,000-mile ride. You know, looking back on it, I wish I would have done so many things different. And Honor's ride is kind of the same thing. So I think I got to get somebody on board who has more foresight than I do to kind of see these things, because now the things that I missed with Honor, I'm like, you know, we should have did this, and, you know, like have these great ideas, you know, we can. So Loco is going to get the benefits of the learning curve, you know, that we did. So it's
but the benefit that she has is that she set that bar. I got a lot to live up to. You did fantastic, Honor.
Yeah, she really killed it. She really killed it at all ends, because not only did she kill it with just doing it, just riding a motorcycle every day, like just that alone is amazing. But what else she did was raise over $10,000, and above that, which had way more value than money could ever buy, is all of the awareness that she spread. She was out at dealerships, and all that stuff is now come on, you know, another tier to it, where she's pushing what we're doing to these dealerships. Now these dealerships got on board, and, you know, my bike is at her dealership. You know, that didn't come from Riot, you know, hanging out in Texas. You know, that came
Right.
from Honor spreading so much awareness and getting that dealership on board. Lone Star Harley in Tyler, Texas. You know, they got on board not because of Monster Monday. They got it because Honor's in there telling them she's riding every day. She's doing this. I mean, that is, an ambassador is a great word, and I don't even know if that's big enough, you know, about, you know, what she did. So, I mean, it's just amazing. And not only that dealership, but she's up at Paris. She's all over the place. And everywhere she went, she told them about why she was riding every day. Not, this is the honor roll and I'm Honor, and high five me because I'm so epic. You know, she always puts that, you know, in the background, you know, where I gotta like push her up, like, you know, you're a goddamn superstar here, like take a little credit, you know. And she's like, well, it's, you know, I like to do it for the boys, and, you know, she's soft spoken, and which is really super cool because she's so soft spoken, but such a goddamn beast on a motorcycle. You know, it's just funny how people think you got to be 6'1", full of tattoos, and to be what they picture as a biker. And Honor is 5 foot nothing. I could pick her up and throw her across their room, and she's one of the most badass bikers I've ever ridden with. So that is pretty epic in itself. So that's pretty cool, and she really does a great job to be an ambassador for us monsters, for the heroes, for girls that are looking at getting into riding and wondering if they can ride with the big boys. Yes, they can. So Honor,
Absolutely, they
you
can.
did a great, you did a great job of being an ambassador. We couldn't have asked for a better person to do something like this to start, and to have it in Texas like that, and you going around, it's just unfolding into something really amazing. So I can't wait to get down to ride with you on your last day and to kick off Locomotion on the 1st, because I've been on there, I'll ride that day too. And we'll
I'll be riding January 1st for Loco for sure.
I'll be definitely riding. So that'll be awesome. So we'll get the details out for Honor's ride. I know there's some people that want to meet up in Texas. So we're going to try to get those details figured out, at least the tidbit of what time and where we're going to meet. But we're going to meet at Lone Star Harley. So I know that. So is there a time of day you really like to ride, Honor? Because I'll start that out with that, and we can meet at Lone Star at noon. If you want to ride at noon, you can pick the time if you want, or just let me know later.
Yeah, I'll have to let you know later. It kind of depends on my miles that day, how early I start, and maybe just meet up with y'all. We'll see.
Yeah, it'd be good, but I will be there for sure, because I'm flying in the night before, so I'm gonna hook up with Lone Star and get Pearl out and have her ready to go. So I'll figure all that out, but definitely gonna ride. I can't wait, to ride with you to end the honor roll, and I can't wait to ride on the 1st, and we can do a video and kick off the Locomotion. It's really a cool, man. I give you guys both a big round of applause for doing something so cool like that.
Yeah, I'm excited for Loco.
Yeah,
he's gonna do great.
I am too. It's really going to be good. But thank you guys. I look forward to the time in Texas, Honor. Thank you for all you've done, and I look forward to finish out strong. Be safe, and we'll see you in Texas.
Sounds good.
All right, you take care. Thank you. And Loco, man, congratulations. I thank you for stepping up and doing this. It's really going to be pretty epic. So, and everybody's spelling Loco with a C, but there's a K in there. It's a L-O-K-O, because I did get that right on the calendar. So
good. Thank you.
It is Loco Motion. It's yours. So it'd be all good. So that's awesome. But we'll stay in touch. But congratulations, man. Proud of you.
Thank you.
You take care.
You too.
All right. Now I just gotta bring our heavy hitting news team back here in a second, and we'll be all good to go. But Locomotion begins on January 1st, 2024. And the one thing about this year that I never thought could happen is a Loco will actually set a record, because it's a leap year. There's one extra day in 2024. So that record won't be beat, which is amazing. I didn't even think about that until I was looking on the calendar, getting that stuff ready. So that was pretty cool. So now we're going to get to, let's see what else I got here. Oh, I just want to touch base on the coffee before Dylan's on here to throw his 2 cents worth in. I see the Goat's coffee is coming in. And if you go to the Goat's website, if you go to our website, there's a link to it right there. But they have some great coffees, and Dylan's blend is pretty strong in selling it. So he's got a lot to brag about. But now Craig steps up with his Jenny coffee. And Jenny's a female donkey, if you guys want to know what the Jenny came from. But he's bragging his coffee up like something. And I just wanted to be out there and telling these people that, when they're busy, trying to figure out what to do, we already had the Monster Fuel, and this is the top tier coffee in the line of coffees. So if you don't believe me, you can go to the website. And get their coffee and do a taste test for yourself. And but I don't want Dylan coming on and telling how Dylan's blend is the king of coffees. I want to make sure that the world knows that the king of coffees is right here in the Monster Fuel, because Craig has been a lot of talk about his Jenny blend. So you can check that out for yourself, but I'm with the Monster Fuel. This is how you do epic shit, is by drinking this right here. So now we can get on with the news, and Dylan can talk about Dylan's blend, which I'm not going to vote for it, but it is pretty damn good.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's us again. Once again, I have no idea why I'm here. Now I'm here to talk about Dylan's blend, I guess. So
yeah, exactly. Well, I just been seeing people talking about that, and I was like, we gotta get that. We gotta get this squared away. There we go.
Doug posted a little bit ago about the Battle of the Blends. So,
yeah, that's where I read it right before I came on. I'm like, I want to get on that. So we might have a little friendly competition here, like let's say over the next month or two. So we might have a little contest coming out to everybody starting maybe January 1st. We might have a little vote and see what you get points for how many are actually sold, and then we'll get votes, and then we'll have some fun prizes. And if I lose, then I don't know what to say about that, but I think the Monster Fuel is going to hold its own pretty good, because it's a damn good coffee. So it's pretty, yeah. You see Hopper's comment? There's like anybody that's young is looking at that like, what the hell is that? Like,
What
that's
does
not
that
the phone number. Yeah, what the hell is that? Like, but all of us, anybody in my age bracket anywhere near that knows exactly what that phone number is for. So that's pretty funny. Well, let's get to the news. We've been on a long time. I didn't think this show was going to be so long, but a lot of fun stuff to talk about. So we can get to the news, and with that, I'll turn it over to the heavy hitting news crew that's already been killing it with bringing us news about why he's bald and who's coffee, how the coffee's gonna be rolling. So now he can actually get to the hero news. So let's hear all about it.
Okay, and hero news, Alfie. Got some pretty good news on Alfie. He got his ear pierced by his dad. And he also received highlights in his. Oh, sorry, you were.
Wait a minute, like what? Like I muted my mic because I'm like, I'm just gonna listen to this casual stuff that I already know, and I'm like drinking a glass of water, and you tell me he got his ear pierced by his dad. Like, who the hell would trust Jamie to pierce their ear? Like, I used to drink a lot of Jack Daniels. In my drunkest day, I'm not sure I'm giving Jamie a needle. So that puts Elfie to a new level, man. He's like crazy and tough.
Badass, yeah.
Don't turn your back on those Irish.
No kidding, man. I'm like, I gotta be careful though. I got my ears are pierced. So I'm gonna get one up high just with Jamie walking by now.
And today he also got highlights in his hair, and he asked for cool clothes for Christmas. So that can only mean one thing, his dad said.
Chicks.
He's after the ladies. Yeah.
Yep, that's the only reason a guy ever wants to worry about how they dress is their girl, and it goes all the way through life. Like the guy would be a bum right until he gets divorced, and all of a sudden he's Mr. Slick dressing, So that never fails. Single guys, they definitely want to dress better.
You can tell I've been married a long time.
Yeah, I hear that. I have the same clothes from a long time ago too.
They sent me a whole photo shoot of his hair. But I think it's online on Facebook too. But he was pretty styling looking. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's big news.
It is. He also had PT today, and he's killing it. He's doing amazing in there. They said they can't believe what he can still do for an 11-year-old, someone his age. So
it's incredible, and a lot of people just see Alfie and they don't realize that he's a DMD boy at 11 who is running up the stairs in Philly, the Rocky Steps. Like that's nothing short of amazing. Like it's incredible. There's so many kids. I'm on a lot of DMD Facebook pages, and they're just not kids like that. So he's just next level. So, you know, that's something.
Yeah, it is. Pretty awesome. He's still off school from his bone infusion. Takes a full week to get over that. So, so he's still out of school. He's ready for Santa. I told him, me too, Alfie. So yeah, we're ready. For
Yeah,
Santa.
me too.
Yeah. On with Drew. Drew's not a fan of the cold, so he has been hibernating. He said till spring. So he's planning on just staying cuddled up in his home, warm, playing games with his friends, and bossing his parents around, making him stuff to eat.
Well, that sounds like a
So
pretty
he's
legit
excited.
winner. I might try that too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. I don't like this cold either. So he's excited for Christmas and having his friends off to play with him. So not much
Yeah,
fun,
nice.
but yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. That's Drew's world. I don't have anything for Jack. And he wasn't on Hammer Time, so I didn't hear anything on
Yeah,
Jack.
he was gone, but I just talked to him briefly, and he was doing good. And I just talked to him because I was letting him know that some gifts were coming. So he didn't say anything was up. So sometimes no news is good news.
Right.
Yeah. I see his mom is back online, but
Yeah, she got her stuff back dialed in, and more importantly than hers, because she is like a Facebook bum anyhow. She doesn't do anything, but she's just kind of a squatter. Like, but they do have the Jack's Journey, which,
Yeah.
you know, they've had stuff on there from the beginning. So you know how it is. If you just lose a page, you would lose all of the posts and all of the pictures and everything. So she was happy to get that back. So that part was cool.
Gavin, well, we know all about Gavin, but I did get a little bit of news on him. You know, he had fell yesterday before heading to the airport. So they had x-rays done, and thankfully nothing was broken.
Yeah, he wasn't in a hurry to tell me about that because he teased me about falling down.
Yeah.
So,
So I don't. So I
yeah.
told you.
Yeah, so he didn't want to tell me about it. So he wasn't in a hurry, that's for sure.
So yeah, but he therapy is officially on vacation, so no PT for him. And yeah, he made $30 for being on TV.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, he was bribed and was for $5 a word. Clearly that wasn't a big enough bribe, his mom said. So
Yeah, clearly they could have gave him $20 a word because he was pretty funny though. He was not, but that's how he gets. You know, he doesn't want to talk a whole lot, and you know, but that's all right.
but what he did say was pretty special. So
Yeah, it was epic. And you know, when Gavin said that, I've known Gavin a long time now, and he's just not like that. You know, he doesn't get emotional. Like even at the, you know, at times where I got tears streaming down my cheek, you know, he takes it like a champ, and he never gets that. And sometimes he'll just leave. You know, he'll like when it's time to say goodbye, like when we're leaving his house after a big fun weekend or something. You know, he doesn't want to, you know, he doesn't say goodbye. He says see you later, but you know, he doesn't want to feel that, I guess. So, you know, he'll just go play Legos or something. So, you know, it's to see him like that really hit me hard, and it was so hard to be the one that has to talk. You know, they gave me the microphone, and they had things they wanted me to say, and then we're in the back and we're listening to the tape, you know, that they were playing. So we see that, and then right before we went on, it was, you know, hits you in the feelers, and then for him to say that right as we walked out, it was like it was all I could do to keep my shit together to try to remember what I was going to say, because they want you to talk, but they want it fast. You know, that's why if you look on the video, you know, we just said hi to Gavin quick. We sat down. They don't want us, you know, they had told us, you know, don't take a lot of time talking to the whole family. Just say hi to Gavin and then sit down so we can get on with it. And, you know, I told them what I wanted to say, and they were cool. They told me how to do it more TV like. But, you know, then walking out, and Gavin says, you know, they're the monsters. you know, with breaking up like that. So it was tough. That was the hardest time I had. And I was trying to remember what they were saying, and it was just much harder than it looked. I watched it on video because I thought I must have looked like a complete idiot, but you can tell my words weren't quite right, you know, like I didn't use the exact right word, but it was like I was trying to keep from crying. And then after I'm talking, I realized they have a monitor that had my name on it in red, and then it had English written. So I don't know if I was supposed to be reading a teleprompter and be reading something, but nobody told me that. I told them what I was going to talk about, and they told me like how to say it. But that was the end of it. But I noticed that, and I was already talking. So I was like, I don't know, a little late now. So I told Hopper, I go, I think that must've been on there. So if I just came out there and just froze, you know, it's what did the deer in the headlights and didn't talk, but I don't know. But getting back to Gavin, it was very emotional and very, very, you know, really pulls at you when you do that, and it really tells his story. And I was really glad they were able to capture that, because that place, that Crete where he gets his therapy done, they really do magical work for not only him, but a lot of kids. When Hopper and Twister and I went there, I mean, it really is something else. I mean, they have kids in there with horrible, you know, injuries. And, you know, there was a kid they showcased at that telethon where 2 kids were, you know, in foster care. And one of the kids that they adopted had been thrown against the wall 4 times as an infant. And that therapy place is the one that gets them so they can get their physical being back. And it's just, what they do is amazing. So I was super happy that Gavin could be a part of that and raising the money to help that place, and that we were able to do it. And they really showcased us a lot, so much more than I thought was coming, and it was really cool. So, but Gavin did an awesome job, and he didn't say much, like you say, but he definitely pulled at the heartstrings and got the world's attention. That's for sure.
He did awesome.
Yeah, that was something. Like, we've followed other nonprofits and stuff before too, and that's something you don't see with the other ones. I mean, you just don't. You know, the connection between people fundraising and the people that they're actually helping, and I mean, you don't see a relationship like that anywhere else. It says a lot about Mile Monsters, I think.
Yeah, and that was the appeal to these kids. You know, it was like when I first started riding for kids with DMD. You know, I just picked a cause, to be honest. You know, like the first one, I knew a guy. I used to work with a guy. His son had DMD, and you know, that was it. But as I did it, you get connected to these kids, and I met Gavin, and then, you know, Hopper's on his ride, and we met Turbo. Well, you know, it's not like you just step in and you're like, oh, we're going to help you out here. Here's, you know, $10,000, $20,000. Here's a van, whatever. You know, it's like, it's not like that, man. They become family. And that was what really appealed to me with starting the Monsters, was the appeal of how close I felt to some of the kids, you know, how I wanted to move forward with it, where they're exposed, their family, you know, so the good, the bad, the ugly is out there, and it's not for everybody, but, you know, and I've learned a lot from doing it, but man, it is really something for us to do. And Hopper and Twist and I were just talking about it this weekend. Like, the kids have gotten some amazing things from the Monsters, but the Monsters have gotten some incredible experiences out of it, you know, and, you know, to be a part of getting a kid a van, and out in Sturgis last year with Drew, and we're up on a stage with 5 kids, and, you know, like that kind of shit just doesn't happen in life, you know, and so that kind of stuff is such a thing. And I try to put it in videos and put it out to the world so they can see that, because I have a front row seat to some of the coolest things you could imagine. Like, if somebody would have said, you know, offered me that for all the money in the world 10 years ago, I'd have been like, I don't even know what that is, you know, but turns out that's the greatest thing I've ever been a part of. And so I try to put videos out and put it into words, you know, what it means to the kids and what it's, you know, what it means to us, but it's pretty amazing. I get a little choked up talking about it.
I know, me too.
I'll let you continue on. Yeah, I'll let you continue on to the news.
Okay. Well, better news. Lighter news. Turbo is doing great and feeling great. They said, and his meds are going well, so that's good. And they got to go to the Orange County Autism Christmas event, and it looked like it was a lot of fun. And the pictures and that. They didn't make it to the car show. Oh yeah, just reading that. Sorry, I got.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, I got sidetracked there. So that was pretty much it for them. They're feeling better, but they. So anyway, I just wanted to say to make sure and tune into Turbo Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 Central, and sometimes 5 Pacific.
That's great. He does a good show too. It's fun to watch.
He
I
does,
just like to stay. I like to stay caught up, and it does so good for these kids to have a show because it does so much for their confidence and much more than just having a show could does. It's the little things that really gives them the boost in life.
Yeah. Yep. And that's all I have.
Awesome. Well, I can't thank you guys enough. I love having you do the news. You're great. Hard hitting news. I almost blew my water across my own screen, and I got a brand new microphone, and I almost drowned it on the very first sentence. Your very first sentence of your hard hitting news, and I was just like, I was so shocked. I couldn't even believe I was hearing that. I was like, what? So that's awesome.
Yeah, she got the good job today of gathering the news. That's my favorite part, and she got to do it.
I love it.
Yeah.
You do. I love.
And I love it too. And it's funny you say that because I was just thinking about that as I was preparing for the show. That used to be something that I always did. And I was like, it was fun just to reach out and kind of have that little back and forth a little bit, with them and kind of stay on top. But I miss it, but I'm super glad you do it. It really helps me out. I really do love having you guys on the show. And I think it's way better. I think it's way better with than without. And I mean that, the show is much better. It runs way smoother. How, Dylan takes control of the comments. Then when you guys are doing the news, I throw the comments up, and it just does work good. So I'll put that out there publicly instead of just sending you a text later. But that's all I got. I thank you guys, for coming on, and I thank everybody for watching. And just make sure everybody tunes in next Monday, because we're going to have a Monster Monday special, and you're not going to want to miss it. We got some pretty cool stuff coming on. We're going to have our boys on. We're going to have some pictures of the other boys we sent gifts to, but we're going to have our boys live on here. So, and we just got some other fun stuff. So right now there's 40 some people watching live. This usually, is around that number, but next week, trust me, you want to be one of those 45. So, I'll tell you why, but I'm not going to tell you until during the show. So you'll have to tune in. So it's going to be pretty fun. So that's that. That's all I got. I want to thank everybody, all of our sponsors. They're all on the calendar. I did have a little bit of a nightmare. I woke up thinking I missed a sponsor, put them on the calendar. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I did that. It was just a dream. So I literally woke up in the middle of the night and grabbed my phone and looked at the proof of it. And I was like, oh, I must imagine that. So just a bad dream. But they're all coming out. So I want to thank everybody that sponsors us, all the supporters, and everybody else that makes all this possible. We went long tonight. It was an hour and 13 minutes. So that's a good time to quit. I love 13. So I got 50 seconds to wrap this up because it's got to end on a 13.
Right on. And don't forget to order up your Jenny's blend. You got to try it before you know mine's better. So.
I think they should order all 3 and have a taste test live. Like everybody get your 3 packets of coffee, make yourself a cup of each, a pot of each, whatever, and then have a taste test, a blind taste test. I don't want all that nonsense about, oh, I'm taking Dylan's blend, and Dylan's blend has got Serenity. So I don't want any of that nonsense. You just take it plain. I don't have a Serenity on my side or a Jenny, but I got the Monster blend. I'll take it.
And don't forget cocoa either.
I know I have the cocoa right here, and this cocoa is so good.
Oh,
I mean, it is really good. I don't know. I don't read instructions how you're supposed to mix it. I just dump it in until it tastes good.
Dump
But
it
I
in
like,
the mouth.
I
Yeah.
like it rich, and it is really, really good. So that's awesome. Now we blew past the 13. I got to go
Yeah,
another.
we gotta go
gotta-
another hour.
Got to go another hour. So I'll let you guys do that. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get my cell phone packed. But anyhow, that's that. Thanks everybody. Thank you guys. Enjoy your cold weather. I'm gonna wear shorts tomorrow.
Bye.
My kid's coming home tonight, so I'm off to the airport. So peace, everybody.
Bye.